grab your coffee because this week I'm sitting down with TikTok's pop culture master, Patty Pop Culture, who delivers the piping hot entertainment tea in 1 minute or less and has almost 1 million followers on the platform. This, of course, made them the perfect guest to have on to break down the hottest headlines this week. Let's welcome Patty to the show. The first thing I want to know is what inspired you to start TikTok and specifically what made pop culture your focus?
Okay, so what inspired me to start TikTok is actually like a funny story. I was just on TikTok for fun, like posting, just like the trends, doing the dances. And then one day, me and my friends were in a corn maze and we were like super, super bored. So we just decided to like do something that might get views on TikTok. So we pretended to throw corn like way over the corn maze and like hit people. And then one of my friends went somewhere else in the corn maze and like pretended to scream. And it got like 9 million views or something, which was crazy. But I got like a bunch of hate. I got like 20,000 like followers from that video. So I was like, I should just try to like do something to keep my followers entertained. So then I started making Ariana Grande TikToks. I was like an Ariana Grande like stan account for a second.
Yeah.
And then it just evolved. And yeah, pop culture is just my hobby, I guess. I just like, we all like to talk shit about our friends and like, not like talk shit about our friends, but like know what's going on in our friends' lives and stuff like that. And like our families' lives with pop culture, we all know these celebrities that we're talking about. So we can all talk about them and like talk shit about them and it's fun. So that's my hobby.
Yeah, well, that's what this show was kind of created for too. Not necessarily the talking shit aspect, but I think people think that they're super informed with pop culture news. And then you'd be surprised like what you learn from watching somebody's TikTok or listening to a podcast, watching a YouTube video. I mean, like for me, I'm not like a huge Kardashian fan. I don't follow them religiously, but I know like even I follow you on TikTok and like finding out what they did before fame and things like that. It's just like interesting to know, even when you're not like a huge fan, it's just kind of cool to like find out that celebrities literally are just like us, which was the purpose of this show, interviewing people with tons of followers or actors and actresses and hearing them talk about like real life and what made them start TikTok. Like who would have thought that you got your start by throwing a piece of corn?
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, that honestly is the best part. Like just learning that they're all just like normal people. And even I learned so much from like doing the research for my videos. Like I knew a lot before, but then I research and I'm like, what? Like, and then I share it and yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah. So on the show, normally what I do is I cover the hot headlines from the week and then interview. But because you are the pop culture master, just like me, I figure instead of just doing an interview, let's just talk about the headlines. I want to talk about Kim Kardashian. I know you follow them a lot more than me, so I'm sure you have something to say about this. Following the announcement of her divorce from Kanye, which I'm like, thank God for that. Kim is rumored to be dating CNN political reporter Van Jones. And the two have actually been friends for a while because they did some criminal justice reform things together in 2018. But it's definitely safe to say that he's like the polar opposite of Kanye, which I think is good for Kim and for her family. But along with their political views being the same, they also both have past marriages. She's now almost divorced and he's divorced. And they have children from their previous marriages. So I want to know from you, do you think the rumors are true that they're actually dating? And do you want them to be true? Like, is this the type of man that you want Kim to be with, or what's going on here for you?
So I think they're super cute. I've seen their interviews before in the past. Their chemistry is super, super cute. I feel like they really do both have like a passion for like the like prison reform thing and all that. So I think their chemistry is super cute. Do I think they're actually dating? No.
Really?
I've read a lot of like sources that basically like these rumors have been going on with them for a long time, basically since 2018 when they first started to work together. But every time I've ever like saw if they were like ever confirmed by any source, like from a reliable source like E or ET, they were always like, no, Kim and Van Jones are not dating at all. Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like if they were, Kim wouldn't be one to hide it. But I think they would be super, super, super cute. And I like Van Jones of what I've seen of him. And I think they'd be a good match. But no, I don't think they're dating.
Interesting. I kind of have the opposite take. I do think that they're dating. And I think the reason why it's not confirmed isn't because of Kim. because I agree with you. I think she would just come out and say it, but I actually think it's because of him, because she is still attached to Kanye's name, really. And at this point, unfortunately, whether you like his music or not, the things that you kind of remember about him are like the tweets that he's sent out that are just like so controversial, that took her down and kind of took away from what she was trying to do with prison reform, and also just like all of the, you know, societal matters that she was taking part in. He was kind of speaking against, like Black Lives Matter, and saying weird things about slavery and things like that. And so I think if Van Jones came out and said that he was dating Kim, his ratings would probably go down. Just like, I mean, you see that with them and their family. Like that happened when Tristan started dating Khloe. People like gave him so much shit for dating a Kardashian, and it kind of like took away from his celebrity status and made it more of like a reality celebrity status, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's my thought on it, but definitely I stand them and I hope that they're together, because I think that he can contribute a lot to her. And that he just seems like a good role model for her kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's why I do like him. Like he seems just like a very put together. I didn't know he was 52. I was like, oh my God. But then you think about it, Kim's like 41 or something. It's like,
yeah,
they're both like, the age range is not that bad in my opinion, like at that age. So I don't know.
Plus it's Hollywood. Like age is not a real thing in Hollywood.
No, not at all. Kim isn't going to age anytime soon. So.
Right. Not with all that plastic surgery. No, I don't think so. Speaking of divorce, Jana Cramer has officially filed for divorce against Mike Caussin, I think is how you say his last name. I don't know a lot about him. Honestly, my extent of her is from watching One Tree Hill. And if you remember, he actually cheated on her and she came out about it publicly. He claimed that he was a sex addict. And for a while, they were pretty honest about what was going on, actually advocating that you can kind of bounce back after infidelity. But I'm not sure that that's true, because not only are they now donezo, like she filed, but she also has a temporary restraining order. And that kind of makes it difficult for them because they have 2 kids together. But not only that, they're also business partners. They have a podcast that's pretty successful. According to sources, after the statement was made that they were splitting, neither of them have showed up to the podcast. So I don't know what's going on there. A source told us that the final straw for her was when he lied again, probably about infidelity, but we don't know. And then she made a public statement, but he hasn't. So because of this headline, I got to know, do you think celebrities specifically, but people in general, can they actually bounce back from infidelity?
So this whole thing was so sad. I know like a big part of like their brand was their book called like The Good Fight. Which was about like, even if you do get in fights with your partner, like even if things are rough, like make sure you're fighting to like, you know, actually work through your problems and not end it like completely, like always be fighting for like a better like future in the relationship. So when they did like announce their divorce, it was like really, really sad for me, because I knew like how much they actually like worked on it. And you can tell how much like she was actually trying to like see this through and actually, you know, like work past infidelity. I think couples can work past infidelity for sure. I think I guess it just depends. There's some men like Scott Disick and like obviously like him who like really do have like problems. I know Scott has come up before and he said he's like a sex addict, and I don't ever see them like working through that. But when it comes to like Jay-Z and Beyonce, I think you totally can work through infidelity. I think maybe just, you know, put your man on blast and write a whole album about him, and that will teach him something, and then he won't cheat on you again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they can. I think it's just hard.
I don't know. I think in situations like Beyonce, maybe, because I think that was like a one-time thing or like a one-person thing. But things like this, or like Scott, where it's like an ongoing problem, or like Tristan. I feel like Tristan is like the perfect example. Like poor girl. I mean, they have a kid, she's trying her best and she's getting so much shit for taking him back. And then right when you think things are going good, you know, there's rumors, like even just this week, rumors broke about him cheating again. Hollywood makes it really hard, because it's kind of like when your boyfriend or girlfriend or partner does something shitty to you and you tell your whole family about it. It's automatically harder to fix the problem because everybody already knows. And when you're a celebrity, that's every problem you have. So for this, I mean, they really tried to monetize off of it, writing a book, starting a podcast, making it their brand. But that's really hard when the actual issue is not solved. Like you can forgive him for cheating, but if he's a sex addict, it's going to keep happening. Exactly. So where's that straw where you're like, this is who he is and I love him and I'm going to stay with him and we're going to have an open marriage? Or we have literal kids and you got to be home at night. Like, yeah. And I mean, she's hot. So. Oh
my God. She's gorgeous.
She doesn't need to be waiting around for him.
No. Yeah. Absolutely. And there's a line between like supporting them and trying to help them get better and like trying to work it out and them just like not allowing yourself to get like disrespected just over and over again, which she definitely does not like deserve. So even though it was hard for her, like I definitely support them.
Yeah, agreed. You got to do what you got to do. Totally. Yeah. So although there are rarely secrets in Hollywood relationships, as we can see with the two of them, we also see this with reality TV personalities like Jersey Shore's Ronnie. Okay, I don't know if you heard about this, but he was arrested this week in LA for a count of domestic violence, which is a felony. And obviously, due to victim confidentiality, we don't know the identity of the victim. But the saddest part of this story, in my opinion, is the fact that his 3-year-old daughter was in his care at the time of the incident. His bail right now is set for $100,000. And he's actually like, get it together, Ronnie. He's on probation. When this happened, he's on probation for a similar incident, which involved his ex, the mother of his child. That couple was like in and out of headlines for abuse and infidelity as well. But I'm really confused on how, with him allegedly being violent towards her, cheating on her, being on probation, how was he on the most recent season of Jersey Shore Family Reunion? Like, how was that allowed?
I don't understand how they haven't like seen this before with him, or they don't even like, I feel like they give Mike a bunch of shit for like his past, but they don't give Ronnie a bunch of shit for his past. And when he did have the domestic violence thing in like 2018 or 2017 with the mother of his child, the video of it was like very scary. Like, and the fact that he did it again, and the fact that his relationship with Sam was like very, very emotionally abusive, and that he got in like a bunch of fights on Jersey Shore, like I wouldn't feel so safe around like Ronnie if I were them. No. I heard that he did get out. Heard that he did get bailed out, but like his probation, like he's probably fucked. Like he has a court date that he has to go back, and I'm sure, I don't know if he'll go to jail because he is like Ronnie from Jersey Shore, but he deserves to.
Didn't Mike go to jail for tax fraud? Isn't that what his charge was? Okay, so I love that was like a whole like story point. Right? Like they did Jersey Shore Family Reunion and it's like, oh, he can't attend, he's in prison. But beating your girlfriend while your child is there is a much worse thing than tax fraud, in my opinion.
Oh, insanely. 10 times worse.
And I do just want to say, like, this is a really good point to bring up when you were talking about Sam, because with his past relationship, the mother of his child, if you remember those headlines when they came out, it wasn't just that he was being violent towards her, it was that she was being violent towards him. Both. And the same thing kind of goes for Sam. Like if you rewatch the old seasons, like he's pretty aggressive, she's pretty aggressive, but you have to wonder, there's a common point between all three of these things, between Sam, his baby mama, and this unidentified person, which is him. This is a good point to make just about repeat offenders, because if somebody has that behavior on public television and then you get into a relationship with them, you're pregnant, you're having these same issues. I don't understand how the courts didn't take that a little bit more seriously. Obviously, if he's on probation for violence, maybe he shouldn't have partial custody of his child.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's just a lot going on there. And after this, it's going to be super interesting to see if he continues to stay out of prison or continues to have partial custody of his daughter after this takes place. I can't imagine that a court would do that.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting to see what's going to happen to him. I feel like Ronnie's just a very like manipulative, like toxic man to be with. And he definitely, if he's not on probation for doing like actual like physical abuse to them. He's definitely like emotionally
Oh,
abusing all of his girlfriends. So
oh yeah.
I mean, Ronnie deserves whatever is coming to him. Like, sorry, Ronnie, but it's true.
It's called karma, honey.
Oh my God, yeah. Called Karma, just like the nightclub that they used to go to on
Yes.
Jersey Shore.
It's a full circle moment for reality TV.
Oh, that is perfect.
So when you sign up to be on TV, you're honestly signing away most of your privacy. And the Vanderpump Rules cast knows a thing or two about this. After a ton of speculation, this week it was announced that Pump Rules will be coming back for a season 9 on Bravo. I'm not sure what the series is going to be about because only 2 of the main characters, main cast members, don't have kids at this point. And Jax, who was like a focal point of the drama for almost every season, has left the show. Plus, all the new hires from last season were fired because of racist tweets. So, do you watch Vanderpump Rules?
No, I've seen clips here and there. I know who Jax is and like Lisa and all that, but I'm not really like familiar with the whole concept of the show, to be honest. But what you were saying was very interesting about the cast from like last season. I didn't even hear about that. Very interesting.
Yeah, so it's not something that's covered a lot. It's kind of just like something that fans of the show know. So for me, I would say that I am like a Bravo-holic. That is like my reality TV that I follow. I follow the Housewives, I follow Summer House, I follow Vanderpump, and Vanderpump was my gateway drug. Like I started there and I just loved the show. So I just kind of went into Housewives, and the whole show is based around drinking. I mean, they work at a bar in LA. And, you know, as the seasons went on, the cast kind of stopped working at the bar. It just became more about like following their lives. And now they're older and they literally all in quarantine got pregnant. All of them. They all had their babies in the last 3 months. Even Jax had a kid. But he and Brittany, his wife and mother of his child, resigned from the show. There's speculation on why they did. There's speculation on if they got fired. He's kind of under some scrutiny right now for tax purposes too. But also he brings a lot of drama, which is fun to watch when it's like, oh, you know, reality TV, they're just dating, whatever. But now that he's a father, it wouldn't be so cute to be watching him like cheat on his wife and mother of his child. Now, listen, I love Jax. I love the show, but I will say, although this is probably my favorite reality show ever, I think they're beating a dead horse. I cannot believe they're bringing the show back. What are they going to do? Like follow moms around? It's just going to be a teen mom, older version. Like, I don't really know what the plot of the show is going to be. And they tried the introduction of new cast last season. So basically, I think Bravo kind of knew that this was ending. They brought on like a ton of fresh faces, like young kids that worked at the bar to kind of start a new cycle, but nobody really connected with those people. And then obviously internet sleuths, as they do, went on all of their Twitters and backtracked like years, like 5-10 years, and found, you know, tweets that didn't put them in a good light. And although they publicly apologized for the tweets, Andy Cohen, who doesn't necessarily have a say in hiring and firing of cast, but he is kind of the face of Bravo, released a statement just saying that he doesn't back what they've done. And, you know, at what point do we stop apologizing and instead just stop doing it? And I think that really kind of motivated Bravo to not bring them on for the next season. But we didn't know what, you know, that was going to be, if there even was going to be one, because everybody's pregnant and it's still COVID. I talked about this 2 episodes ago with another Bravoholic on what we thought, which was Summer House was going to replace Vanderpump Rules. Do you watch Summer House at all?
No, but I listened to a podcast from someone who was on Big Brother, because when I do listen to podcasts, I'll really only listen to like one or 2 episodes of someone's show, just like depending on the topic, and they said they are obsessed with it. So I definitely need to get on that. And yeah, yes, it does kind of sound like Pump Rules will just be like a teen mom thing, because if they're just going to show them in their individual houses with their new like babies, like that literally just sounds exactly like Teen Mom. But I mean it's
yeah,
like if they want to like follow their old like if the viewers want to follow these like old cast members that they loved and stuff, like sure, but it's definitely not like the Pump Rules that like I watched a few episodes of. I just feel like it'll be very different.
Yeah, and I think if you want to follow them, like the original cast in their new lives, it's called Instagram. Like that's what I do. You know,
Exactly.
they already post 100 stories a day. I already know what's going on in their lives. Like I don't need a whole show about it. And this is just like the classic thing that shows do where they will literally suck every penny out of it until just nobody is watching anymore. And that's unfortunate because it could have gone down in history as one of the best Bravo shows of all time. But now, I mean, I don't even think I'll watch the new season. And it was one of my favorite shows. Um, a show that did this really well was Schitt's Creek because everybody wanted more and they were like, nope, we don't want this to be like something that people just want and then it fades out. So they kept people wanting more, and that's why it's such a great show. But then there's like Shameless, which is on like season 100. And how many people are actually following Shameless still?
I didn't even know that that was on anymore.
They just wrapped their last season. I used to love that show. And then like 6 seasons in, you're like, okay, there's no more character development. It's the same things repeating. And then obviously the college admission scandal happened. And I'm like, okay, William H. Macy, what's going on at home, honey? Like, let's focus on
it's
that.
definitely a shame when like you have to refer back to an old show that you like and be like, only seasons 1 through 4 were good, and then it got bad, or like only seasons 1 through 6 were good, and then like they should really just stop it when, or just give us that like conclusive ending that we want and then cut it off. Like you don't need to keep going.
There's got to be like a season cap on shows. Grey's
Oh my
Anatomy,
God, yes.
what's going on there?
The Walking Dead
The
should have
Walking
ended
Dead.
after season 4.
Dexter. I'm like,
Mhm.
the plot hasn't even changed. It's the same plot every
Yeah.
season.
Every day, same
What?
thing.
Yeah. So I'm sorry that you didn't grow up watching Vanderpump Rules. In my opinion, listen, download the Bravo app, start from season 1 and just relive those good times. Or start watching Summer House because I love Summer House. But I grew
Bravo
up.
just intimidates me.
What does?
Bravo just intimidates me. It's a lot. I keep up with the housewives themselves, but I don't watch the housewives because there's so many seasons and so many franchises. It's just like where do I begin?
No, you just got to find the ones that you click with. Like for me, I love OC. I love Beverly Hills. I mean, Lisa Rinna, she could have her own spinoff. I'm just like, God, I love Rinna.
Yeah.
And I also think there's nothing that feels quite like watching a Real Housewives reunion in your pajamas, like eating something sweet, drinking wine. Literally, nobody can bother me. That is like my ideal night. Like seriously.
Yeah, I don't even watch the shows, but I've seen like really iconic clips from their reunion episodes. I might just watch just to see the reunion episodes.
Honestly, like I don't follow a lot of them. Like I don't follow Potomac or Salt Lake City, but I'll watch the reunion just to just like see what's going on. Oh my God, I'm the worst. I'm like calling myself out. It's ridiculous. I
No,
swear
I
I'm not
love it.
bad. I don't follow the Kardashians or anything, so I'm allowed to
No,
do
yeah.
this.
You have your own thing that you invest your time into.
That's
I
right.
love that.
Only the good things.
Hmm.
So I grew up watching Vanderpump Rules, obviously, and now all of the cast has children. And I guess that's just part of growing up and makes you feel old. But there's nothing we can relate to feeling old over than hearing this news, the shocking news of Brenda Song and boyfriend Macaulay Culkin from Sweet Life on Deck and Home Alone having welcomed a baby boy in the past couple of weeks. His name's Dakota Song Culkin. And I mean, okay, people didn't even know that they were dating, much less that she was pregnant, much less that she had a child. Did this news shock you?
Yes, it really, really did shock me. I hosted a live stream the other day and I did like some research about it. They've been dating for like 3 years. I had no idea that that was going on at all. They met on the set of like a film. I didn't even know they were both still acting. I was like, these people really just came out of nowhere, but they're the cutest couple. Like I've seen like the photos of them. I really, really, really think that they make sense. Like all their paparazzi photos are super cute. I heard that their house, they have like the walkway to their house is like some like mystical like brick road. Like they do their house all like cute and stuff. I don't know. I feel like they're just like a really cute couple.
Okay, I could see that. And let me just say, I love Brenda's song. I think she's like beautiful. She is
Oh
an
yeah.
icon.
Mm-hmm.
However, there's something I just can't wrap my head around about him. I don't know. Like, I'm a really big American Horror Story fan, and I don't know if you heard, but usually like American Horror Story and Ryan Murphy pretty much keeps the same cast for each season. Um, Even with his other projects, like even with Ratchet, he kept the same people. Even with his new series that's coming out called Madison, it's still the same people, but he cast Macaulay Culkin in the new season of American Horror Story that's about to come out. And for some reason, I just literally like I can't take him as a actor seriously, and I don't know why. It's not that he's not good. It's just that I don't know. And something about them, it does not make sense to me. I don't know. I know that
Yeah,
that's so
no, I get
horrible to
what you're saying.
say.
I feel like his like childhood like charm, not that it wore out, it's just not the same. And especially seeing like him grow from like child star to like having all like the drug issues and like the bad, stages that he did. It's like, and not that he's not really like cute anymore, but I don't think he's like looking his best. Do you know what I'm saying? I think he could look better. So I feel like I get where you're coming from, where like you're just not, like you're not like feeling him very much. I totally agree with that. It's going to be really interesting seeing him on American Horror Story though.
It's just hard to like not see it's like he's a grown man, but like I still see him as a child for some reason, and I just can't get it out of my head, which you would think would happen to somebody like Cole or Dylan Sprouse, right? But I don't feel that way at all.
You know what? That's a great point. I don't feel that way about them either, but I do feel that way about Macaulay.
Well, I'm glad to hear that their house is nice. I always love hearing about celebrity homes. For some reason, that's just something that really gets me going.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, I really love that they have been together for a while. They're low key. They had this kid and they're not like trying to profit off of it, which we see a lot of celebrities doing. And hey, no shade. Okay, that's fine. But truly you can kind of see that they really are prioritizing just like being together and starting a family, and even in a non-traditional way, like not being engaged, not getting married. I love that. Like I think that that's what we need in Hollywood, because people kind of rush into things and then it's like you're successful if you have a 5-year marriage in Hollywood, and that's just like,
Yeah.
we don't need that.
It's like a pretty low standard.
Yeah. But while Brenda and Macaulay have had literally zero coverage on their relationship, Zac Efron and his girlfriend Vanessa have officially split again after almost a year together. And this was actually confirmed by one of Zac's friends. He said that there's no drama between them, but he, as in Zac, is back to work. He moved to Australia about a year ago with her when the pandemic hit. And I don't think that there's any news yet on if he plans on moving back to the US, nothing that I've seen at least, but he is back to work, I guess. So I don't know if that's in Australia or out here. But more importantly, outside of his split, he had a recent appearance debuting a new face. He was promoting Bill Nye on Facebook Watch, and viewers noticed that the entire bottom of his face, I wouldn't even say the entire bottom, I would say like 3/4 of his face, the lower half, look completely different.
Yeah.
A lot of people are assuming that it's plastic surgery. I want to know, what do you think it is? And do you think him and Vanessa are actually done this time?
Yes, I think him and Vanessa are definitely done. I don't think we've seen like anything from them in a bit. I think on her Instagram, she's like been posting and like being like very active, just like without him and all that. So I do think they're done. Second, like I'm still like trying to cope with Zac's new face. I can't imagine like what it could be. Like, is it filler? Like, the only thing I could think he was like, if he was really trying to do with filler, would be to like define his jawline more and like give him more like a chiseled look, which he already kind of had, but I don't know. I guess if I had to guess what it was, I'd say filler, but it's just really botched. Like, that's really crazy to me.
Well, so a few things. So I think number one, I totally agree with you. He had like he was known for his face. Like he had a good face as is.
Yeah.
He didn't need to get work done. And I also think where he debuted this, where what he was promoting was not big enough that if he had a botched surgery or a botched filler, that he would show up. Like, that's just my opinion. Like, he does not need the money that bad that if his whole face is screwed up, that he's going to go on Facebook Live.
That's very true.
But my confusion is why he said literally nothing. Like, he knows that people are talking about it. Why is he not saying it's not filler? I freaking ate a tomato and I'm allergic to tomatoes or something.
He was like the number one trend on Twitter when this happened. But if you go to his Instagram, he's had this look for like a while. Like, his face has looked different for like a few months. I guess we just didn't like pinpoint it until now. But yeah, I don't get why he's not saying it. Like, it's not like he like owes us an explanation. I'm just saying, like, I want him to say something, because even in the Ted Bundy film that he was in 2019, he looked like how he used to. Like, I don't get what happened in the last 1.5 years. Like, crazy.
I know that he did that Netflix, I think it was Netflix, maybe it was Hulu. It was like the show where he like goes and explores the world and like tries new foods and stuff. And I know that for that, he was like gaining a ton of weight, losing a ton of weight, like getting ripped. So maybe it was a supplement he was taking. Maybe it's weight gained in the face. Like, I don't know, but literally it looks like he had a filter on his face. Like, if people have, I'm going to link this in the bio because people just need to see it.
They need to see it.
Yeah. I mean, like, listen, anything Zack does, I'm like here for it because he is very attractive. But I also want to know, now that him and his girlfriend are done, him and Vanessa, which really, this was not long-term anyways. Unfortunately, it's just impossible for a waitress to end up with an A-list celebrity, not because she's a waitress or because she's not beautiful, but because I think the lifestyles are just so different. They're so different. And it's hard. Like, we see this with COVID and quarantine. A ton of people started dating or getting engaged. And then as we're kind of lifting lockdown, people are like, what the hell? Like, what is going on? And maybe that's kind of what happened, because he says that he misses being single, but I need to know your thoughts. Okay. So Vanessa Hutchins was obviously in a long-term relationship that recently ended. Right. Mm-hmm. And now she's dating again. I think she's dating like some sports guy. I don't know. I don't follow sports, but I just follow her. However, it's not that serious. It's like pretty cash still. So if he moves back to the US, do you think that there is any hope of reconciliation between the two of them?
No, absolutely not. Literally not at all. But if that were to happen, Gen Z Twitter would explode. Gen Z Twitter would literally find their address, break into their wedding, crash their wedding. The internet would break. But unfortunately, no, I do not think that's in the cards for them at all.
I agree, but I had to ask. I had to know. He can't seem to stay away from Vanessa's. Another thing too is like, he's not really been in a relationship, like a serious relationship outside of this Vanessa, since that Vanessa. You know, he's been single and just chilling. And I don't know, maybe he was waiting for her to break up with him. I don't know, you know? Hey, listen, I heard that they broke up because he was having some substance abuse issues or something like that. That could be wrong.
Right. Him and Vanessa Hutchins or
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Zack did have a lot of like substance abuse issues in the past, and he definitely took some kind of performance enhancers in the past. Let's just be honest. I don't know if it's steroids but he definitely took something like that in the past. But I don't know. I mean.
But that's why I'm saying now he's like really cleaned up his act. He's living like a much healthier lifestyle. He's, you know, really hustling, getting a ton of like content out, and newly single. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I feel like Vanessa just had to go her own way, and I just don't think she's gonna come back, you know.
Yeah, they'll just continue on as TikTok trends, and that's it.
Yeah. Perfect.
Got you. So while everybody is spending time wondering what the hell Zack had done to his face, Lizzo is busy drunk DMing Chris Evans. I had to end with this because it is the most positive news I've heard all week. The DM that she sent him had 3 emojis, a wind emoji, a basketball player, and a basketball. I guess this represents her shooting her shot.
Yeah.
And she took full responsibility of this DM, actually like calling herself out. She made a TikTok about it. She posted about it on Instagram, basically just telling her fans what she had done and showing that her and Chris Evans are now following each other. And he actually responded to her saying, quote, "No shame in a drunk DM. God knows I've done worse on this app." Okay. The truth is that Lizzo is doing what we all wish that we had the guts to do. So my final question for you is, and I will answer it too. I've been dying for somebody to ask me this so I could just say it.
Mm-hmm.
What is the celebrity who you would drunk DM?
Oh my God, I don't know. If I knew that they would see it and respond. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Okay. I have a lot of like crushes on TikTok. All the nice, like all the TikTok boys. I love them. But I don't know who I would DM. The people I'm thinking of are like in a relationship. Okay,
That's okay.
okay.
So is mine.
You answer first, and then I will think.
All right, well,
who would you DM? I feel like you're very passionate about this person, and I'm excited to hear.
Oh, I am. Oh, honey, I am. And this is going to be the most controversial thing I've ever said on this podcast. But my drunk DM, my sober DM would go directly to Pete Davidson.
Honestly, not I get it. Honestly, same. I think he's so cute.
He is so cute. He's so cute. He has his moments. Look, if you look up ugly Pete Davidson photos, you're going to find it. But you're comparing him as a celebrity. How many times have you or I or listeners woken up and looked so crazy? Like we look crazy in our everyday lives, you know? And I appreciate that he doesn't try that hard to like always be ready for the cameras. Like whatever, do your thing. Also, have you seen his tattoos? Have you seen how tall he is? He's hilarious. We love a man that is in touch with his trauma.
That is so true. Honestly,
I stand him so hard.
He's very self-aware. He likes to make fun of himself. Hey, he has a stable job on SNL. He was like the youngest cast member ever. We can't forget what Ariana wrote in the Thank You Next book about him. Huge.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Also, people hate, I've literally made Instagram polls about this and people have been so divided on if he's attractive or not. We don't need to debate it. He pulled Ariana Grande. Like
exactly.
Look at who else has dated her. He's in that category. Regardless of what you think, he's up there. So I'm just saying he's my drunk DM all the way. And now I need to know yours.
Oh my God, I still don't know.
It can be a TikTok star and they can be in a relationship. I mean, Pete Davidson's dating Phoebe Dynevor from Bridgerton.
Maybe. No, I saw that too. I want that to be true, but they haven't like confirmed it. Wait, like have they confirmed it? I haven't checked.
They just did yesterday. He flew to go see her and they were caught like snuggling and kissing and all of that stuff, which sure, it breaks my heart a little bit, but whatever.
That makes me feel some type of way just because I feel like he is just pulling all these people now just because of the clout he got from Ariana, but that's a whole different topic. I'm just saying. But who I would DM, maybe like Bretman Rock. I don't know. He's looking so good these days. Do you see his hair? Do you see his abs?
These days.
What?
You're like, he's looking so good these days. Did he have an ugly face?
No. I just think these days he's looking like especially fine. Like every day he posts himself like working out, you know, like trying different hairstyles. I feel like he's really just focusing on his look right now. So
I'm just saying Lizzo did it right. Not because of who she DM'd, because I'm not saying I don't necessarily like stan him. You know, he's a great actor, but I'm like, of all the people. However, the emoji trick was like so smart.
No, it was super cute too. She was just like, hey. And the fact that he just like responded, like, damn.
Yeah, and who doesn't love Lizzo? I mean, like, she's so confident. She's so beautiful. And only she would take to TikTok and Twitter and just call herself out.
Her TikTok makes my day. I feel like Lizzo's just in a mindset of like, fuck everyone 24/7. She does not care what she posts at all. And I love it. Like this weekend for her birthday, she was like twerking and like a bunch of guys were like shooting champagne on her like half like naked body. I was like, Lizzo, I like just thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, and she was caught wearing the same dress that Kim Kardashian was wearing, the like striped one that had like the black thing that, and I think that that's like a statement in itself too, because Kim kind of in a lot of ways sets like pretty unrealistic standards for women's bodies, and Lizzo's just like, I don't care, I'm gonna wear whatever I want to wear.
No, that's like awesome too, because especially like I know it's hard to find like plus size and like the same like options. So it's awesome that she can like wear the same outfit and look just as good, and it not be a big deal that she's like a different size. Like she wore the same outfit and looked just as amazing. So I think that is like a really cool statement that she wore that.
Well, I've absolutely loved talking to you. That is all the headlines that I have for this week. I'm sure there's a ton more that will come up, but we've covered so much. So before we hop off, please tell everybody that's watching or listening where they can find you and watch your TikToks.
I'm at Patty Pop Culture on TikTok. You guys should go to me and follow me. I'm at 983,000, almost at 1 million. So definitely follow me. I don't really post on anywhere else. So just TikTok.
Okay, let's hit 1 mil. Let's do it. This podcast, let's push you to it. If you have thoughts on this week's headlines or suggestions for next week, let me know by DMing me on Instagram at Megan the Morning Podcast. And remember, you can find each headlines article by visiting the link in the show notes.